I made an unbelievable mistake. You know, you cannot play basketball when you don't practice. I mean, that's a fundamental thing that everybody knows. We were playing really well 2 weeks ago. You know, you go on 14 days, players kept themselves in okay shape, but we practiced yesterday, guys. Some guys were dying. Then we get in a game against a really good team, a smart team, a well-coached team, can really run and can shoot. They start out, made their first 5 threes, and we missed our first five. And, you know, we dug a big hole. I thought we had unbelievable character to battle back in there. And then even when we missed the free throws at the end, we got stops, got 2 stops down there. We got a lot of stops in the second half. We probably pressed too much the first half. It worked pretty well, but I think it tired us out, and they got through and got some layups. So the second half, we just played solid. Brahma's hurt. We're going to do an MRI tonight. You know, obviously we lose him. He's a key guy for us. Makes Marek have to play the whole game at center. I thought Allen and Quincy did a good job on the boards. You know, Buddy did what he can do. He got his shots finally and got us back in the game. Joe had a nightmare game, which is what happens sometimes, and he just couldn't do anything right. But I stuck with him because he's a veteran. Kadari struggled a little bit. He had 3 fouls. I didn't want to get him back in there. The game was going to be a one-possession game. And Joe made the 2 threes at the end that we had to have. But our defense was better in the second half. They only had 33 points. But this is my fault. You know, we should never have played this game. We should have come back, practiced, played next week. Bryant couldn't really reschedule it. So 100% my fault. And the other thing, we had one player on the team test positive, and everybody takes 14 days because of one guy. He had practiced with our team, and nobody got COVID. Nobody. Gonzaga played today. They had 2 guys test positive. They took them out. They played the game. We're limiting our players' exposure. They're not near even themselves. They go to their own room. They don't spend time against each other. Even in practice when they play, they're only 8 or 10 minutes total next to each other. The only way we can get through this season, we're testing 3 times a week. That's the same as every day. And if somebody tests positive, that guy's going to have to be out, contact trace everybody else, and see that they're not near each other. Because if we're out every time one guy gets it, then you can't practice for 14 days. If you're playing Duke and anybody in our league, not Duke, anybody, Boston, it doesn't matter. If you're out 14 days and can't practice, you cannot play basketball. You cannot play. It's not a game. You can sit out 14 days. Football doesn't do that. We're showing that we're not near each other. And even the roommates go to their own room. They all have their own room and their own bathroom. We've talked to the county about this. I think they understand. I think it comes down to guys not getting this, transmitting this on a court or a field. Hasn't happened. And it didn't happen for us. We have absolute proof of that. And we need to figure this thing out soon. Because if you're playing 3 or 4 games and then you're out, 14 guys are out for 14 days during the season, you're going to miss 4 games or 5 that will not be made up because you can't. And then you're going to have to come back with 1 day of practice or 2 and play Duke, North Carolina. You can't do that. It's physically impossible. We know our players they're not going to hurt themselves going out there and play today, but they're going to be out of rhythm. They're not going to be able to do things that they can do. And we were fortunate. Marek had a really good game inside, really stepped it up, which you want a veteran guy to do. And Buddy made some. Quincy and Allen got on the boards, but our young centers were not ready for this game. They've got 5 guards out there most of the time, or 4 guards, and it's difficult for them in this game. They'll be better against bigger teams, but not in this game. But I thought we showed a lot of resilience. to fight back in this thing and get the lead. And then we missed a couple free throws and still got back and made stops. But again, our defense was better in the second half. We need these next few days to get back in rhythm. It's the worst I've ever seen Joe Girard play, and I'm confident that he won't play like that again. But we'll learn from this. I told the players it's unusual that you can actually win when you play that poorly, and usually you lose and have to learn the lesson the hard way. We're going to learn from this, but we did get a win out of it. And